4, 3, 2, 1. Something popped up here. All right. Good morning and welcome to the fifth quarter Northern Arizona style. I'm your host, Danny Neal, and I'd like to welcome everybody. And as always, I'd also like to introduce to you my co-host, my friend, my partner, my supervisor, the guy that just makes me mad sometimes. I enjoy making him mad sometimes. And just a good dude. The man known all over Northern Arizona simply as Coach, and that's Mr. Tyrone Johnson. What's going on, Coach? How you doing, man?
I'm good this morning, Coach. How you doing this AM?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And it's nice to see that you got that nice jacket on, because I know we're 1 week away from tryouts, and you were just telling the girls the other day that come October 31st, you're going to have your winter coat on, and you're a different dude at that time. So you still got on your leisure stuff now, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, got another week to enjoy it, because come October 31, it's no more hee ha ha, and it's like, what's all the giggling for? It's time to get to business. So we throwing all that out the window, and then it's time to really get after it. So
yeah, well, it was funny because the girls were like, we trying out on Halloween. Coach told them, hey, your trick-or-treating gonna be in this jail. So
let them be out there trying to get candy if they want to.
I promise you, when they leave Monday night, they ain't gonna want no candy. So yeah, man, well, things are going good. You know, high school sports are going skins in full swing. I know Coconino plays Mingus tonight, Flag High, and I'm there. I was just up there. Do you know right offhand who they're playing?
I do not.
I had to wrote down, and I lost all my stuff here, man. But we are so organized.
But you know, how we do. Technology and everything, Coach, I can find that out for you like real quick.
I know you can, man. I tell everybody you're the smartest guy I know, but sometimes I wonder about you. I really do.
Football is at Lee Williams tonight.
Oh, that's right. They're at Lee Williams. So conference is in full swing. Volleyball, I think it was Flag High and Bradshaw Mountain last night in a barn burner, and I think Flag High came out on that. So Coconino, I know their volleyball was playing Tuesday night. We'll get some information on that for you. And you know, the high school stuff is just full swing. You know, we can't forget about NPA. We can't forget about bases. We can't forget about all these other high schools that are doing great things. And NPA will be our focus today, which is good. But in any other breaking news you got, man? I thought I had breaking news last night, and you knew it a week ago. So you got any breaking news, man?
No, man. Everything mellow on the news front. Don't have any breaking news. You know, heck, I guess sometimes no news is good news. You know, you don't always want breaking news, because it ain't always the news you want to, hear right. Sometimes. So news is good news. So I'm good and rolling how we been.
I hear you, man. It's just nice to see as like last night, you got, 20 girls or so in the gym doing open gym. You got the varsity JV and all the girls from the volleyball team and the rooting sections all in the main gym. You got the football team having a little dinner down the way. And it's just seeing a lot of kids doing a lot of really good things, man. So, you have to stop for a minute and think about that and know that those are the ones we should be writing about. Those are the ones we should be talking about, because they're doing the right thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's great just to, be a part of that in a way to where, we hopefully are influencing some kids in the right direction, motivating them through sport to really do the right thing in the classroom, off the court, and then of course on the court. So it's always fun just to, like I say, be a small part of that.
Right. You're a big part of that, man. I tell you, that flow gonna have Tyrone Johnson wrote on it for us over with. Yes, indeed. But yeah, so everything is moving along. We're getting ready for winter sports to start up, and things are just moving on well. So with that, what we would like to do right now is maybe bring on our guest today. He's been sitting waiting patiently, and a gentleman who, for some reason last year, asked me to speak at his banquet for his girls, and that was fun, good food, and so without further ado, I'd like to bring on another gentleman known as Coach, and he's at NPA doing some really good things, working with the athletes. And so right now, I'd like to bring on Coach Michael Gordon. How you get? Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on board here today.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, we appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely. Definitely appreciate you coming on. How you been doing, Coach?
Just hanging in there, living the dream, busy as all get out, getting ready for, again, October 31.
That's it. It's all coming fast and furious, and it's here whether we're ready or not. So might as well get ready. So, Coach, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of, we said you coach at NPA, but give us a little bit of background about you, your coaching, and just about yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Coach. I came out to Arizona about 20 years ago for a job, and the U.S. Forest Service. That's where I'm working. That's where I've been for a while. Really enjoy that, being outdoors. And then also, I always think of myself as a player coach for a very, very long time, back to my high school, junior high days. And so I've always enjoyed the camaraderie. I've always enjoyed the kids. And now, obviously, I'm in a different realm now. We've been doing this for quite some time here, coaching not only the girls, but also coaching the boys. I got my 2 sons and my family. We were lucky to get into Northland Prep Academy, and just been really enjoying it. The process with the kids, and like you guys have said before, it's all about the kids. And
Right.
Some days it is hard for me to step away and make sure it is about the kids, but I really enjoy being with them, both the girls and the boys programs, and looking forward to another one here. And I'm just looking forward to getting after it and getting going here.
So how do you balance that practice-wise, game-wise, coaching both boys and girls?
Well, it is a challenge, as you guys know. Our challenge is the gym size. Our challenge also is the amount of kids. I'm always looking for just new kids. Obviously we got a good nucleus here, both boys and girls this season, and we're trying to build something here. We're trying to build not only practice time, not only getting the same kids out here, because all the kids here, I'm sure, at Flag High as well, they're playing other sports, they're doing other things, they're working, they're trying to grow up, and so we're just trying to get a little piece of them, if you will, and trying to build and influence them, and trying to make them not only good basketball players. That's great, but I'm trying to, help to mold them into better human beings and, contributing members, if you will, of society.
Well said. Couldn't have said it better. Seriously, that's good stuff. But yeah, so what are your teams looking like this year?
Well, we're starting to grow together. The last couple of seasons we were young and we took some lumps. But I would definitely, and this is probably really easy for me to say, but we have both of our senior and junior classes. It's time to kind of put up or shut up, if you will. It's now, it's kind of like, all right, let's go, guys, let's get after it. Gals, let's get after it. Most of them have had at least 2 years of varsity experience, which obviously at our program, it probably is a little bit more not as unique as your guys' programs, where, a lot of these kids as freshmen, we're throwing them into the fire. It's like, okay, it's time to play. Let's play ball. Whether good or bad or indifferent, the kids are being exposed to a lot of different things, and they're playing against some kids that are 2 and 3 years older than them. And now here we are this season, they're of their age. These are their peers. And so hopefully, come again, October 31st, we're starting to push a little bit, and we're starting to build something here.
Yeah. So you talked about the fact that you coach both the girls and the boys. From a coach's perspective, do you approach the teams differently? Boys, are you, say, more in their face, and girls, are you more encouraging? what's your philosophy in terms of what's the difference between coaching boys and girls?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there, Coach. In terms of, it's a different thing. It's different, but I also, when I run practices, it's pretty similar. You know, I don't take anything less from the girls or anything more from the boys. You know, I really look at it as kids out there on the court. You know, once they step in between the lines, you know, we're ready to get after it. But at the end of the day, though, for me, you know, you got to kind of know when to hold them, know when to fold them. I say that a lot because, you know, you got to know who to hug, maybe, and who to kick in the seat, if you will, in terms of kind of getting them going.
Right.
And you learn each one of these kids, you know, as you go. I'm sure you guys do as well. Like, okay, let's take this one aside, or okay, this person's okay with, you know, sometimes it could be in the middle of a big group. It's a senior, like, hey, it's time to lead.
Mm-hmm. You sound just like Coach Johnson now, man. Yes, indeed. But it's true, you know, and I've always heard and I believe that boys have to win to have fun, and girls have to have fun to win.
I
How
agree.
do you feel about that?
I agree 100%. The boys are in your face. They're a little more aggressive, and the girls are kind of sitting back in the weeds. But once you kind of show them the way, you know, then you just give them the keys and they're ready to go. And versus the boys, you always seem to kind of have to be monitoring a little bit and watching them and going from there.
Well, that's good stuff. So I don't want to put you on the spot here, but who are some of your players this year? Who's on that watch list? Because we're going to do our best to get there and support you this year. One of you girls played flag hoops with us, and so we just want to really be there to support them.
Yeah, we have a couple of really high level seniors, you know, who've been with the program for all 4 years, and then we have that junior class of girls. I'm not sure if you really need names. I mean, I can give you names if you'd like, but you know, for our group of kids, you know, we're always looking for that senior leadership, and then we usually have the young kids that are having to kind of step up, if you will, and play those roles. It'd be the same thing with the boys side too. You know, we have a couple of seniors, you know, that have been with the program for a while. And then the junior and sophomore class, and especially the freshman boys class, you know, they're really nipping at the heels. They're getting ready to go. So
wow, that's good.
There's definitely a lot in the cupboard this season, Coach, for both teams. You know, so it's really exciting.
And that's that program that you built.
Well, I'm working on it.
It sounds like you're doing a great job, and you know, that means a lot to have a coach that's going to be that. They know he's not going anywhere, and you know, just because you've coached them before, they know your style, they know a lot about you. So yeah, it sounds like it's going to be some exciting times at NPA this year.
Yeah, that's for sure, and we're adding coaches as well, and you know, because a head coach is really only as good as their amazing assistants, and I think this year we're going to be adding a couple more assistant coaches that are committed and available, and so I think we're going to have all hands on deck.
Yeah, I like that. What did you say about the assistant coaches again? What was that statement?
Okay.
Yeah. The big thing, Coach Danny, as you know this, you know, your assistant coaches kind of really are the heartbeat of the whole coaching staff, you know, in terms of helping and leading when the head coach isn't always available, or maybe in my case, sometimes I'm at another game coaching another team, and I need those assistant coaches to help out as well. And so there's definitely some more delegation that will be going on, you know, as well. With these coaches that are just so helpful.
Coach Gordon, we appreciate that answer, but don't go for his foolishness. He's just trying to say some stuff so that he can come to me and be like, Coach Gordon said the assistant should be this. He's not even my assistant anymore. He's my head JV coach. And my assistants, I do take great pride in them, and I do have some amazing ones. So I definitely agree with you.
Right.
Coach, also, I know he was putting you, say, on the spot about players, but I'm going to ask you, you know, when you look at the schedule this year, both girls and boys, what are you most excited about, or what game have you circled and say, oh yeah, this is the game that we're looking forward to really say, hey, we've put our mark on this season?
Well, we always try to go top heavy. Like I check your guys' schedule. Don't get me wrong, quite a bit, because I'm always looking at, well, okay, who are they playing in the non-conference or the the non-region schedule? A team like Page, we're going to be playing them twice this year. We have Sedona, who's always tough for the girls. Oh boy, and so those are good. Those are good barometers. Barometers in terms of our first 5-6 games. We're playing against 3A, 4A. We even have a tournament in Payson. Obviously, we got the Pepsi tournament that's circled for sure. Looking forward to that. Just looking for some top line competition. And then the boys, it's pretty much the same thing. In terms of just getting ready for our region season, is that we're going to take a couple lumps early on, but I think it's really going to help us in terms of having a real good chance to qualify for both teams. I think both teams have a good chance to qualify for the 2A state level. But yeah, it's usually those first couple of games. We got Chino Valley. We always got Camp Verde, who's always a tough opponent. They're doing a lot of great things down there as well. So those games are always circled a few times, especially if we can get them, because that's great.
Yeah. It sounds like your strength of schedule has got to be one of the top ones in 2A right now, man. That's a tough schedule.
Yeah,
but that's the right way. You're doing it the right way.
I think so, Coach. Always you want to kind of start out a little tougher, and then kind of. I know that we have had some alignment, so we are going to have some new region teams. So I don't know if you've paid attention to like any of the volleyball, as you guys were talking about earlier, but we're kind of playing those same kind of teams. We're going to have some teams on there that we won't even know really too much about. So we're going to have to do a little behind the scenes work in terms of getting ready for those teams as well.
Right.
Yeah, you mentioned the Pepsi, and this year will be the first year in many years since NPA girls has participated. I know the boys, they historically participate a little bit more. And so we're definitely excited to have you in the field. We have a great field this year in terms of teams. We capped it at 12, but we've been getting more and more interest. So I think we're up to 15. We have a team out of Nevada. We have a team out of Texas. And then, of course, we have some of the teams here within the state, and it's nice to have another Flagstaff team in it. When you have tournaments that you participate in, what do you utilize them for? Are you one that utilize them, say, hey, we want to go out and win at all costs, or is it more of an opportunity for you to mess with your lineups and really just get some kids some game experience, since it doesn't count towards AIA power rankings?
Yeah, really good question, Coach. Ideally, we like to be like, well, let's win this game, let's win that game. That's the goal, is to go into every game with that mentality. We're getting closer, but for me, I kind of look at it as like kind of somewhat like a video game, if you will. Like we're gonna put some people in some tough positions. We want to kind of see where they're at, barely a month into the season, and try to get some experience for these younger kids, and just flat out just compete. And just really lift up the kids. And, like you said, the boys played last year, and now this year we have the girls playing. And so, it's a really good barometer again, because I'm looking at them as kind of almost like freedom games, like these are some more opportunities to really see where we're at. Because by then at that point, we'll be getting into our region season. And so we'll have a pretty good barometer of like, oh yeah, we played at Flag High and this is how we did. Or yeah, we played at Chino Valley or Camp Verde. This is how we did, and so these will all be really good litmus tests too. And I hope one day to say, yeah, we're going to go into these tournaments and we're going to win this tournament now. That I hope to be at one day for sure.
Absolutely. And Coach, NPA, it's a tough school to get into because of the academia and everything. And, obviously for athletes, it should be student athlete first, but, there may be some kids that go to a public school because of this sport. Most people that go into NPA, they go in there because they're high academic. And so for your student athletes, how do you really motivate them on the court when they may be coming to you saying, Coach, I can't practice because I got this class, and this much homework?
No, that's probably our biggest challenge, Coach, is that commitment in building something that, if you guys are familiar, there are some other sports for sure that are kind of like higher up on the echelon. And that does make it a challenge, but you are correct. These kids are student athletes. They get their grades checked, I'm sure, as your kids do every 2 weeks. And it's all about motivating them to, first of all, we need to be students. And then second of all, we need to be athletes. But there's also this flexibility. And I think kids, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but they're allowed to do other things. And, as long as they're available and as long as they're at practices and as long as they give me their best for 2 hours every day, then we kind of let other things kind of go in the sense of, a lot of the girls, especially, they have other jobs. Some of them are actually playing other sports, which is very challenging. But, for me, a big thing we say over here at NPA is numbers. Even during COVID, our numbers each year were going up. And this year, I'm not even sure. It could happen. I'm not sure until obviously the 31st comes around, but we might actually have cuts this season. So, there's that. It's there in the back of your mind that it could happen, and really it could be a good thing. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I want as many kids out there as I can. And that's a big philosophy of mine, is like, I want as many kids as I can get out there. And then we'll kind of see where it all, ends up, once we get on the floor, once we kind of see it. And, you guys know this, you can kind of tell pretty quickly, when it comes to abilities and how kids are, because we have a lot of athletes at NPA, but we don't necessarily have a lot of kids that are just, playing one sport.
Yeah. And we kind of encourage them to play another sport, and keep busy, keep doing things like that. But you're right. That's just getting the kids motivated, getting kids ready to play is important. And that's our job as coaches, I guess. You get what you have to work with. It's not like you get to go recruit these kids. You get what walks in your door, and then it's your job to formulate it and create a team. And obviously you've done a very good job of that, Coach. So we've gotten to the point. Yes, did you have something to say, Coach?
No, I just wanted to say I appreciate that. And what's really good about, like your guys' summer program, you kind of get yourself out there, you put yourself on the map. This year we played a bunch more games, and you kind of see, you're seeing improvements in every area, and so I think that really helps kids too. And it helps them to kind of make a decision, because I'll even be like, hey, come on out in the summer and let's try it. Let's just see, maybe you like it, maybe you don't. And then that way we're kind of not wasting a lot of time as well, because these kids' times are valuable, as ours are, and at the end of the day, if it saves a couple kids the heartache, then let's do that. Right. So I'm a big fan of that too. Like, come on out, let's check it out.
Right. So, all right. So, Coach, we've come to the part of the show where we asked you to give us some motivational thought, but that thought comes from our Coach Johnson's golden nugget question of the day.
Coach, so you mentioned earlier that this year you may actually have to cut. So as student athletes are coming to the program, what is going to differentiate somebody other than talent if they're on that bubble to be cut? What are you looking for in that player that's going to make the team?
Well, number one, I'm looking for a commitment, Coach. That's the biggest thing is, okay, who's coming in the door, who's showing up, because sometimes I say, we have some fair weather fans. We also have sometimes, unfortunately, we have fair weather players that don't really know. And so that'd be my first thing. Number one is commitment. Then I'm looking for someone who's willing to work hard. I always say at NPA, we have to be the smartest and we have to be the hardest working. And usually when I get those kids, okay, we have something special. And I think, again, to reiterate, both the boys and girls programs, we're starting to get kids that I call role players, like this is your role.
Mhm.
Get me a rebound, take a charge, and so, when I am looking at those potential bubble players, and they're usually, for us, they're swing players, which means they play varsity and JV more than likely. I'm looking at how hard are they working? Are they here every day? Do they have a good attitude? How are they with their other teammates? Are they toxic? Are they positive? Because it just takes a little toxicity, and then all of a sudden the kids are just, you can see the shoulders. Everything kind of slumps, and the kids are not with it. So yeah, that's something we'll cross that bridge if we get there, coach, in terms of cutting. But at the end of the day, as I always say, the cream will rise at the top, and the kids they'll show out,
Right.
and it's okay. They're allowed to make mistakes, because I know that they're giving it their all. And that's what I love to see, our kids shooting left-hand layups, our kids diving on the floor, and especially the girls. They seem to be diving all over the floor. And I just love that, and just hard work, kind of like me. That's just like my mantra when I was a youngster. Same thing.
Yeah, well, I will say, after coaching boys and girls, hope I don't make the guys mad, but it seems like the girls are easier to coach, simply because the boys want to do everything Stephen Curry does, and the girls are just fundamentally sound. And so, yeah, there is a difference.
Yep. And coach, we're getting there. I say Stefan, and I also say Stephanie Curry. Because I got some girls, they're not moving in, coach. They're actually like, hey, I can shoot from 20 feet. Why not 22? Why not 23? I got a boy, especially. I'm just thinking, like, is he gonna pull up just past half court? What's in his mind? What is he thinking? Because as they say, a shooter, they only need one to go in, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa,
So does this boy player, does he have the green light?
Yeah, he does, because we're still looking for shooters. I'm putting an ad in. We're always looking for shooters.
Hey, well, if you get a lot of them and a couple girls, that'll be good. So, all right, Coach. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, man. And obviously, you're on the road and took the time to spend a little time with us and chop it up a little bit. So, we appreciate you, man. We really do. So, Coach.
Nah, again, thanks for joining us. Best of luck this season. I mean, it should be fun. It's going to be great having you around at the Pepsi. We'll catch up a little bit then. Be on the lookout. Schedule's going to come out, obviously, between now and December 8th. But so we'll be getting information now. But, yeah, thanks for joining us. And best of luck this season, Coach, with everything.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right.
Well, Coach, at the beginning, you were supposed to tell people to like and subscribe and all that, and you got mixed up on your words because you didn't know if you wanted to tell people to subscribe or you wanted to introduce me. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell the people, if you like what we're doing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like, and then even comment. Let us know what you want to see with this show. And look, one way or another, we'll bring it to you. So
no, I wasn't studying on my words, man, because I didn't even think about the subscribe and all that till halfway through the interview. And I was like, yeah, we got to do that. So yeah, man, thanks for picking that up and doing that. We also want to remind people that if you would like to buy bricks, Flag High School is selling the bricks to be placed out in front of the school. So if you want to commemorate a loved one, a friend, a coach, a mentor, please check into buying bricks. Contact myself or Janine Brandle, and we'll do that. So with that, Coach, man, it's been another great day. Good times. And, you're looking good this morning. Got a little gray in your beard. I got a little gray in my beard.
Yeah, just trying to be distinguished. You know what I mean? This is a little wisdom. And I don't know what yours is.
That's old age, man. It's just flat old age. There ain't no black nowhere in here.
Oh, man, anyway, look here, man. It has been the start of a good morning. I want you to go ahead and just enjoy the rest of your day, man.
I am, man. I am. I'm gonna do that and just kind of kick back and talk to some family and do some things and just enjoy the day.
That'll work. Well, we want everybody else out there to enjoy your day. We don't know what it holds for you, but we do know one thing: you ain't got to go home,
but you got to leave here. Peace.